Hello and welcome to this short course. I'm going to show you how to start with creating wireframes. So probably you know what wireframes are. If you're not familiar with wireframes, there are a lot of information on internet what they are and why they are used. This course is not about what wireframes are, but how to start with wireframes. So exactly what are the steps in creating from wireframes to mockups. So let's start. So I usually like to start with just plain old pen and paper. I create a couple of boards on Pinterest. I check out the sites that are similar to my topic and requirements, and I just create ideas. The good thing about pen and paper is you don't get bogged down into detail like you would be if using some kind of tool like Axure or Balsamic. So plain and paper is just great for creating ideas and creating some kind of filter of ideas for the start. After I'm finished with creating ideas in using pen and paper, I discuss ideas with my colleagues, and after that we decide which idea is the best and what we can implement in the end. And of course, after that comes the true implementation into some kind of tool. In this case, I'm using Axure, the latest version. You can download it on this site here and check it out. So I'm starting with just creating the basic layout on the home page. That is the first page of this site, and I'm adding elements. The important thing here is to have consistency in design. So if you're adding elements on one page, it's important that these same elements are the same on other pages, let's say buttons or titles. The consistency is important not just for visual aspects. It's important because later on we're going to implement these design elements into markups. So basically we're going to create HTML, CSS and JavaScript code that should be consistent across the site. Another important thing is to make clear to the client that these are just wireframes. These are not full mockups or so-called designs. And sometimes the clients have a problem with just plain wireframes. So sometimes I use medium level or high fidelity wireframes that look like this. So this is high fidelity wireframes. The difference between high fidelity and low fidelity wireframes are the design elements. So you can see here the fonts, the colors are missing in low fidelity wireframe, the logo element, the images, the actual text about the product. So everything that's here is much more similar to actual design that will be in the end. And of course, it depends about client and depends about your time frame, what kind of wireframes you want to create, because it's much more easier to create this type of wireframes than actual high fidelity wireframes. One of the most common issues that I've seen so far with designers who just beginning with creating designs and wireframes is giving too little or too much information for some pages. So let's say we have products here on this home page, these watches, and when I click this one of these products, I get here. And you can see here this is the product page, and here is the title and image and description. But you can see there is so much space around this. I just seen this last week on one of the designs. The other thing that is opposed to this is giving too much information, and information is not set properly. You can see here the product information is set on the right side, and people read from top left to the bottom right. So we are respecting this kind of pattern. So we are reading on the left side from top to the bottom. And if you have this type of wireframe or in the end design, the key information will be on the right side, and that's not a good thing. As I mentioned before, the consistency is the key. So we have here the product mobile page, and we can see here the padding is on the left side and on the right side, and the title is not bold. But here on this page the image is full white and the title is bold. So this is a mistake. You need to have consistency in design when you have the same element on different pages.